Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Jav here from Cut and Make Crafts and the founder of the SVG Superstar Coaching Program. And today I will be talking about why you need to sell digital files over physical files. Hi, Caroline. Thanks for joining. So, for those of you who are new here, I am Jav. I'm the founder of the SVG Superstar Coaching Program. I help crafters with a full-time job make extra cash on the side from selling SVG cut files. Little info about this live session. So I've been going live every day and I've been sharing everything you need to know about starting a six-figure SVG business so you can make extra cash on the side, so you can cut down your hours, so you can spend more time with your kids, so that you can learn to make money literally in your sleep from SVG cut files. So on the first day, I talked about what SVGs are, the difference between SVGs and PNGs, and how to find out the difference between the two. If you guys don't know what SVG stands for and how it works, make sure you check out the first live session that I did last week. And then we talked about why selling SVGs is the bomb right now, is the best thing right now. What is the demand for SVGs in the future? We discussed everything on the second day. And then we also look at the list of money-making SVGs, the SVGs that are very highly in demand right now. Then we also talked about how to overcome the fear of selling and designing and selling SVG cut files. Like if you are afraid, if you don't have the confidence to sell your designs, what you need to do. We discussed that in, I think, day before yesterday. And then I talked about why you need an SVG business right now. And today we'll be talking about why it's better to sell digital files instead of physical files. All right, so let's dive straight into today's session. So for those of you who don't know me, I've been running an online business since 2013. And during these past 8 years, I've sold sewing patterns, I've sold courses, 5 different types of courses, I've sold ebooks, I've sold SVG cut files. So literally everything that I've sold over the past 8 years has been in a digital format. And when I started my online business back in 2013, I was in the first semester of college doing honors in biotechnology, and I was living in a dorm. So the main challenge I had to face was that I had very limited time on my hands. Like if you are a student and for any of you guys who's a student right now, you know how difficult it is, especially with a science degree, when you have labs every single day. You have 3 hours of lab every single day, and then exams and assignments and this and that. So it's really difficult to have any extra time on your hands. So just like that, I had a very hectic schedule with classes every day, followed by 2-hour lab sessions. And by the time I would get home, by the time I would be done, it would be around 6 p.m. So the majority of my time went on studying. Like I also had this, I didn't want to graduate at the bottom of my class. I also wanted to do extra good in my in college. I wanted to graduate on the top 10 list, and I didn't want to do something that would compromise my studying. So that's why I didn't go for a waitress job or a job that would be physically demanding, so that I don't drain my energy and end up not spending my time on my studies. So studies was my number one priority. So that's why I chose a business model that would allow me to work on my own schedule and to give me all the freedom that I need, so I can spend the majority of my time on my studies. So that's why I opted for an online business, because in the end I was just left with an hour or two to work on my business. And if I were running a handmade business selling teas and stuff, I wouldn't have ever had made enough teas to get any profit out of the business. You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem when you're selling handmade items, making enough to cover the overhead cost and at the same time contribute to your savings while working as less as possible. So it's completely impossible to check all these boxes when you are selling handmade items, because first of all, you need to make enough to cover the overhead cost, and then you gotta uh, calculate your profit. If you we're gonna look into the maths of selling handmade items in just a minute. So whenever I tried to sell handmade stuff, I ended up spending more hours that I could charge for. And even if I charge less, my prices would still be unaffordable for the target market. Like, raise your hands if you face the same challenge. You're spending 2 to 3 hours putting together a t-shirt, and if you sell that for $10 or $15, it is so hard to make any profit out of it, right? You're just covering your overhead costs, and you're not even getting paid by the hours, because if you start charging by the hour, like for in Australia, for handmade items, if you're working in a handmade industry, your pay is $25 per hour. So let's say I am spending 3 hours putting together a t-shirt. So for 3 hours, it's gonna be what, $75? Who wants to pay $75 for a handmade t-shirt? Nobody, right? So I'm not even paying myself per hour if I'm selling handmade items. And a lot of people forget to include all these numbers in their calculations. They think that if they bought a tea for $5 and they sell it for $15, they are in profit. But that's not how it works, because you also gotta include the supply cost. You gotta pay yourself. How much are you paying yourself if you are selling a $5 t-shirt for $15? Think about it. So these are the things that you need to consider before you start selling handmade items. But if you are selling a digital product, you literally keep around 80 to 90% of what you make. You can spend a couple of hours creating one design, and you can sell that design throughout your life without having to touch it, right? You create one SVG design, and you even though you have spent like around 5 to 6 hours on that design, you can sell that design for $3 throughout your life. If you sell it for $3 every single day, just imagine how much money you're making, and it's all going back to your pocket. There's no overhead costs, minimum overhead costs, whatever you pay for the electricity and your internet. That's the only cost that's gonna come up, but the rest of it all goes in your pocket. So back to the early days of my business. As I was saying, like during those days, I had very little time to work on my business. So I would mainly work during the weekends and the summer holidays. So those were the times I was completely free. But here's the best part. Even though I just worked like 2 to 3 months in the whole year, I was still making money throughout the year. How cool is that? Like there were times when I wouldn't even open my shop. Like I wouldn't even log into my shop. I wouldn't even log in to my account on my blog or anywhere. Yet I would still make money on autopilot because it's just set and forget. Like when my exams used to be around when my during the exam season, like 2 to 3 months, I was deep into my books and I wouldn't touch anything else. So during those days, I still made money because it's a digital business and I didn't have to do anything. Literally, I did not touch my business for a couple of months and it would still generate money. So that's the beauty of having an online business, having a digital business. It's the best business model you can have if you're working full time. If you have a very hectic schedule or you have kids when your hands are full, and if you fall into any of those categories, digital business is the best route to go for, because a digital business gives you the flexibility. You If you know how to promote your business the right way on the social media platform, you can literally make money any time of the day, literally anywhere. And you can work on your business from literally anywhere as well. For example, when I was promoting my blog during my college days, whenever, like, I used to hop on the bus and I would log on to Pinterest and I would start promoting my blog posts. I would start promoting my designs. I would start pinning my patterns on Pinterest. I would share it on Facebook. Like whatever minute I got during the classes, if my professors were late, if the class got canceled, if the class got postponed, I just made the most out of that time. And on my phone, I just did my business on my phone. So that's the beauty of having a digital business. You can literally work from anywhere. If you are working as a nurse, you got free time during your breaks, you can just start pinning your designs during that time. You can just hop on Instagram and share your designs. You can just take out your iPad and start designing. Like you can literally design anywhere, anything. Like anything is possible when you have a digital business. So, and unlike selling handmade products, which requires your attention, like in every single stage, like first you gotta make the prototype, then you gotta take beautiful photos, then you gotta create a listing, then you gotta work on the advertisement. And once the order comes through, you gotta cut out everything, assemble it, package it, and post it. So many different levels of commitment. Like just talking and listing all these, my tongue got tired. Like there's so much commitment involved. And if you are a nurse with a hectic schedule, and you have kids and you're already working full time, it would be impossible for you to find time to complete all these hectic tasks with such limited time to bring in an extra $2,000 or $3,000. Let's do the maths here. Let's see how many t-shirts you need to sell if you are selling if you have a t-shirt business to make your income, to make a living income out of it. So let's say the cost of the t-shirt is $10. You're buying t-shirts in bulk for $10, and $5 is the overhead cost. And that's the minimum. So I'm not even going to calculate the hours because it's not possible to pay yourself in hours when you are when you are charging so less. So so you're selling the t-shirt for $20 and you bought it for $10 and your overhead cost is $5. So if you sell it for $20, only $5 goes to your pocket. And you need to sell 400 t-shirts per month to make $2,000. If your goal is to make $2,000, 2,000 extra cash, you need to sell 400 t-shirts if you're selling them at $20. All right, so 20 into 400 gives you $2,000. So if you are a professional, it's going to take you 10 to 20 hours. It's going to take you 1 hour to make 10 to 20 shirts. I did some research and I looked at the stats for the pros. How much time does it take for professionals to put together a t-shirt? So they say that it takes about an hour to make 10 to 20 shirts. All right. So to make 400 shirts, you are looking at 40 hours. That's if you are a professional. If you can put together a tee like this, then it's going to take you 40 hours to make 400 t-shirts. And that's just for making t-shirts. I haven't even accounted the hours for packaging, going to the post office, promoting, cutting the designs, etc. All this is like extra hours, and I haven't included those. Secondly, it's not a one and done situation. With every order, you need to be physically present to assemble and ship that order. Now, imagine doing that after a hectic day at work. I don't think I would ever be able to do that, because if I'm spending the whole day running around in different wards, the only thing I want to come back to is my soft bed. I wouldn't want to be in my craft room putting together 10 to 20 shirts in 1 hour. Like, imagine the pressure. Imagine the amount of frustration that you'd have to go through, right? Who has the time to do that? But with a digital business, if you spend 40 hours in a month, you're set for life, girl. Because all those designs that you make will live on the internet forever, bringing in money while you're busy at your day job or while you're sleeping, literally. And you don't have the stress at the back of your mind, like, OMG, my customer is waiting on me. I have to finish the shift and go back and put together a t-shirt. Like, who wants to go through all that pressure? So instead, you can go back. Once your shift is over, you go back, you grab a cup of hot chocolate or coffee, you curl up in your couch, you curl up in your bed, you make some designs, you upload them on your shop, and next day, while you're at work, you can promote them on social media and you will see the sales just coming in. That's it. Simple as it is. You have a business you actually feel good about working on. It's something you look forward to every day, your me time. And while you're having all the fun, you're also making money. How awesome is that, right? And that's the reason I could never bring myself to sell physical items. And this is the reason I so strongly advocate for a digital business over a physical one for those who are working a full-time job with hectic schedules. Because I know firsthand how rewarding it is. It is so stress-free. It is so smooth. So I hope by now you know the benefits of selling digital over physical. And if you are interested in learning how to start an SVG business to sell digital cut files, then be sure to download my SVG Business Success Roadmap. It's a completely free roadmap. You can grab it at jab.svg.superstar if you are on Instagram, or you can just message me and I will send you the link. And if you are on Facebook or YouTube, check out the description and you'll find the link to grab the SVG Business Success Roadmap from there. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's session and it gave you some points to think on if you want to start a business to make extra cash. And I hope you guys will get to thinking about it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new topic. And let me see what we are going to be talking about tomorrow. Number 1 rule for entrepreneurship. All right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining me today. Bye-bye.